winning. Okay there. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy college football season. We made it through the off season. Oh God, I hate when it starts to play that because I hate to turn that off. That of course was the best Tool song ever was about to play there, but I had to go ahead and turn it off. Anyway, happy Saturday, happy National College Football Day, the official start of the 2024 college football season, and welcome to the Kickoff Show. We do this every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Good to see a lot of you in here. I hope you're excited for some college football today. We got a couple of games I think that are worth watching, and if you're a real degenerate, then there's even more than that you could watch today. We'll pull up the complete schedule today. We'll go through it, figure out what's coming on, what time it's coming on, what channel it's coming on, all that kind of stuff, figure out what we need to watch and where we need to watch it. We'll talk about some of the best games today, some of the best bets today. Best food, of course. I've got my tradition. I was at the grocery store at 6:30 this morning when they opened. I went yesterday looking for peanuts and I couldn't find any. And then found out from somebody yesterday that Kroger had them. So Kroger opened at 6 o'clock this morning. I was there at 6:30. Got my bag of peanuts. They're boiling in the kitchen right now. This entire house smells like boiled peanuts. It's a college football tradition for Uncle Lou, the first Saturday of college football. Well, usually the first couple of Saturdays because it's a pretty big bag. So the first couple of Saturdays of college football season, I always boil me some peanuts. So they're in there now. They'll be ready about the time Georgia Tech and Florida State kick off today at noon. So one of my favorite parts about college football, besides the football itself, is the game day food. So, of course, just like we do every Saturday during the season, we'll talk about that today, too. What are y'all eating today? What are you snacking on? Anybody going to any big tailgates or football parties? Or what are you doing for food? We'll talk about all that today, of course. And I have for you today not one, but two celebrity guest pickers. Celebrity is a relative term. By celebrity, I mean that the majority of you will know who they are. That's going to be our definition of a celebrity here on the Kickoff Show every Saturday morning. It's going to be people that the majority of you know who they are. So we're going to loosely define the word celebrity as that. But I've got two guest pickers coming on for you today. We'll get their best bets of the day, their thoughts on today's games. What they're eating and everything else. So that'll be coming up at 10 a.m. They're coming on at 10 a.m. today. Without spoiling who might be coming on today, I'll go ahead and tell you that for next week, for next Saturday morning, I'm looking for a Clemson man, or a Miami man, or a Florida man, or a Texas A&M man, or a Notre Dame man, or... well, that's a pretty good list. That's what I'll be looking for a celebrity guest picker for next week. So if you're one of those manses that I just named, and most people in here know who you are, because you have to be a celebrity, then get in touch with me this week, and we'll see if we can get you on next Saturday to make some picks. Let's take roll here at the top of the show. Oh, how could I? Of course, the rigged wheel. The rigged wheel, everyone's favorite con, is back for its third or fourth season on the Saturday morning show. The rigged wheel. Who coined the phrase the rigged wheel? Was it Colby or Slim Shady? Canes? I can't remember who coined the phrase the rigged wheel, but the rigged wheel is back. And we had our first name added to the rigged wheel for this college football season at about 6:15 this morning. I received a text message and a Cash App notification from somebody at 6:15 this morning saying, add me to the wheel. So, of course, at the end of the show this morning, we will do the rigged wheel. Normally, this show will go till around 11 a.m. on most Saturday mornings. It might be a little bit shorter today just because we don't have the number of games to talk about today that we do on a typical Saturday and every Saturday going forward. But we will always do the rigged wheel at the end of the show. So you have the duration of the show to get your name added to the rigged wheel. Once we get to the end of the show, I'm going to add all the names to the wheel. We'll spin the wheel, and we'll have a lucky winner. If you're new for some reason, you don't know what the rigged wheel is. It's a well, let me put it. I can put it up on the screen probably here, just to give you an idea. Is this it? Yeah. So you can see from when we did it last time. Here you go. This is from when we did it last time. But I just add all your names to the wheel here. And then we spin the wheel. See? See how that works there? The wheel picks a name. In this case, it would have been Pigskin Pete. And you get to make a pick today on any game you want against the spread. And if you get that pick right, then whatever you sent to get your name on the wheel, I will send you back twice that amount. So it's a way to help support the channel and potentially win some money back in return. So that's the way that will work. Now, keep in mind that just like with all giveaways, I cannot do them through Super Chat. So I, of course, appreciate the Super Chats. You're welcome to leave the Super Chats, and I'll be happy to read your comments and respond like I always do to the Super Chats. But in terms of the rigged wheel, it has to be through either Cash App or PayPal. The Cash App and PayPal links are in the description of the video. I'll post them in the comment section a time or two during the course of the show. There it is right there. But send whatever you want. Up to, let's do $25. You don't need to send more than that. But whatever you send in, I'll send you back. If you get the game right, I'll send you back twice whatever you sent me. So there you go. The rigged wheel making its triumphant return for the start of the 2024 season. Billy Boy, thank you for hitting the Super Chat at the start of the show. He said, I enjoyed the Clemson interview. Lou. Yeah, if you guys, you know Mark Rogers, the voice of college football, you know he's got 128 different channels. He's got one dedicated to every team on the planet. And then he's got also a channel where he is reading the Bible from cover to cover. If that's something that you might be interested in, you might be able to find that too. Let's just skip past that, though. But he's got a Clemson channel, and the good people over there had me on yesterday to talk some Georgia Clemson. I had a really good time over there. Tiger Craven was the host over there on that show. I think Jordan Bowman is on that show with him sometimes, too. Yesterday when I was on, it was just Tiger Craven. But I don't know. I was on for, close to an hour maybe, talking Georgia Clemson. So for those of you who follow the Mark Rogers channels, if you want to check that out, I believe it's on the Mark Rogers Clemson channel. But yeah, I had a good time with that yesterday. Had a really good time with that yesterday. Good to see you in here, Billy Boy. All right, let's take roll, see who's here, see who's hanging out this morning. Let's do this before we take roll. What time did y'all get up this morning? I'm like a fucking kid on Christmas. And it's funny, too, when we were laying down to go to bed last night, the lady was like, you're probably going to be up at 5 in the morning tomorrow. You're like a kid. Because I was just so excited yesterday. And I am. I can't help it. I can't stand it. I've been like this for the start of college football for as long as I can remember. And the lady was like, you're probably going to be up at 5 in the morning. Well, I didn't get up at 5 in the morning. I got up at 4:30. I was up at 4:30 this morning for no reason. No reason at all. It's dark outside. There's nothing going on. Nothing to watch on TV. I didn't really have anything to do. I came in here and set the show up and added some graphics and some what you see on the screen now and all that. But there was no reason. I didn't have an alarm set. I woke up at 4:30 and I was like, well, it's football day. I'm going to get my ass out of bed. And then I was at the grocery store at 6:30 getting peanuts. It's funny. I went to the grocery store yesterday and got everything I needed for today. But like I said, I couldn't find the peanuts. So I said, well, I guess I'll just have to wait till next week 1, to do the peanuts. But last night got word that Kroger had the raw green peanuts by the bag, 5-pound bags, 10-pound bags, whatever they are. So, yeah, they opened at 6 o'clock this morning. Uncle Lou was there at 6:30 with a smile on. And I got my peanuts. They're in the kitchen cooking now, but this whole house smells amazing. So let me scroll back up. What time did y'all wake up here? Let's see. 5 a.m., 2:30. Come on, man. 2:30? 3:30? I thought I was bad. 7:45, 6:30, 5 a.m., 4:30, 5:30, 6, 7, 3:30, 7, 6:30, 1:30, 5:30, 7. A lot of y'all got up early today, too. All right, let's take roll. For real this time. We'll take roll. Let's see who's here. Bubbles is here. What's up, Bubbles? Gamecock Sporty. Underrated. Says Kroger on top. Yeah, Kroger for the win this morning with the bag of peanuts. No doubt about it. Billy Cole with a second. Good to see you in here. Handyman Georgia, VicTube, Robert, Jesse Arms, John Baxter says he just got up 5 minutes ago. We got up just in time for the Uncle Lou show. That's good timing. Makeout Hill got up at 4 o'clock. James Fonda, what's up, buddy? Let the big dog eat. Donnie Wilkerson, 3 more hours. Yeah, kickoff at noon today. We're going to go over the schedule of games here in just a minute. Connor Stallions, what's up, buddy? Eat, Chew, Review is here. I guess that must be a food channel in that. Sports Talk 101, which I've told y'all before is the simplest kind. It's the most basic of all the sports talk. Good to see you in here. Ken is here. Been up for 10 minutes, he says. MC Carey T, good morning, buddy. A Ohio, George Ray, Noah Livingston, Woe Todd 99. Billy is White Willie. What? Was it Billy or Willie? That's confusing. Baylor Man. John Cameron SEC Man. Is that me? They tell me every day in the comments I'm SEC Man. SEC Homer. SEC Man. Stick to the SEC, woo. Yeah. Big Brother is here. College football fan. Boy, thought long and hard on that one, didn't you? Good to see you in here. Greg Whitlock. What's up, buddy? Orange Visor. Mike Nixon. Chase Hamilton. Sean M. Notre Dame, man. Jesse Arms. All right, it's good to see all of you in here. Man, I couldn't be more excited for college football. You know, one thing I did forget to do this morning, you got to remember, week 0 is great because it's sort of a test run a little bit. But one thing I forgot to do is update the emojis. I usually update the emojis for those of you who are members of the channel that can use the emojis. I usually update the emojis and add all the teams that are playing big games today. I forgot to do that at the start of the show. So unfortunately, I won't be able to post like a Georgia Tech versus Florida State emoji. So I apologize, or an SMU versus Nevada, or whatever the case. So I guess I'll have to just go ahead and apologize for that in advance and that too, mostly and also. Now what is going on here? I'm honestly not sure. All right, forget it. All right, let's do this. I'm curious because there's been a lot of people typing about Georgia Tech. How many are serious? FSU or Georgia Tech? Who wins today? Let's see. Forget the spread. Forget the gambling stuff. 10.5 or 11 or 12, whatever you have it at. Forget all that. Just who wins the game. Vote in the poll. We'll end the poll. We'll end the poll in a few minutes. I'm just curious how many people actually think Georgia Tech can pull off the upset. Not want them to. I know everybody wants them to pull off the upset, except Florida State fans. Florida State right now is the biggest candidate for point and laugh in a long, long time because of the way they have acted over the last 8 or 9 months. There's a line from here to East Jabib of people that can't wait for Florida State to lose so they can point and laugh at them. And believe me, I'm in the front of that line. But I don't think it's happening today. I think Florida State wins the game. I've been telling y'all that all week. I think it could potentially be close. And I obviously there would be nothing funnier than for Florida State to lose, but I'm just curious how many people actually think it's going to happen. Not want to happen, but actually think it is. So vote accordingly. Vote accordingly on the poll, and we'll do a separate poll in a little while for one of the other games that I want to talk about today. But let's look at the schedule of games today. There's not a whole lot. Again, this isn't a typical Saturday. This is a week 0 thing, but at least we do have one game that has grabbed people's interest, this Florida State-Georgia Tech game. There's been some years where week 0 has been borderline unwatchable altogether. But at least we do have the one big one. Number 10, Florida State. At Georgia Tech. Technically, Georgia Tech's the home team, but of course, this game is being played in Dublin, Ireland. The game comes on at noon on ESPN. And what is that, 5 or 6 o'clock local time in Ireland, I guess. And that's the one that's getting all the attention, the one that most people have talked about. College Gameday is live there this morning, which is interesting because, of course, Florida State fan hates College Gameday. They hate ESPN. They hate Disney. They hate ABC. They hate Kirk Herbstreit. They hate Reese Davis. They hate Paul Feinbaum. They hate me. They hate anything really that's, that doesn't pat them on the head and tell them they were the greatest team on earth last year. But anyway, it is funny. Florida State fans boycotting ESPN and Disney. They're never watching it again until today, when, until the next time their team comes on ESPN, which of course is today. They did the same thing with the Orange Bowl. We're not going to watch the Orange Bowl. We don't care about the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl doesn't matter. It doesn't count. We're not going to watch it. It's a consolation game. None of our team is playing. We're not watching. Nobody's watching. We're boycotting ESPN and ABC. Well, the Orange Bowl had the highest ratings of any non-playoff Orange Bowl game since like 2016. So they just lie. It's fake internet outrage, which is a popular thing to do these days, unfortunately. People pretend to boycott all kinds of things. Netflix, Harley Davidson now. Come on. I mean, what are we doing? Anyway, they will be watching today. Of course they will. And they'll be watching the next time Florida State plays on ABC or Disney or ESPN or ACC Network or whatever. Of course they're not boycotting. They're just making it up. It's fake internet outrage. But the game does come on at noon today on ESPN, and it's the biggest game of the day. Montana State at New Mexico. I've got some. I'm going to bet on this game. I'm going to place some bets for you, or not for you, but I'm going to place some bets live during the show here today. And I've got a bet I want to make here on this Montana State New Mexico game. That one comes on at 4 on FS1. So if you watch Florida State, Georgia Tech, and it's just not enough for you, you just have to wait a few minutes, and you'll have a game coming on at 4 on FS1, Montana State at New Mexico. New Mexico is one of the worst football programs in the history of mankind, and Montana State's a pretty good football program. But we'll talk about that game when we talk about betting here in a few minutes. That game's in New Mexico. And then SMU at Nevada, which I also think is a game worth watching today. And I will be live streaming that game on Patreon. So the streaming schedule has been scrolling across the bottom of the screen during most of the show, but I'll be live on YouTube at noon for the Georgia Tech Florida State game. So for those of you that are going to be watching that game, if you want to come hang out in the comment section, chat, talk in real time about what's going on in the game, we have a lot of fun in these game streams. I do them every single Saturday during the course of the season, usually multiple streams per day. Again, week 0 is a little unusual because we don't have a lot of games to choose from. Normally, I put a poll up on my Patreon page every Monday, and the people over on Patreon, they choose which games I stream and whether I stream them on Patreon or YouTube or whatever the case. Because there just wasn't but a handful of games today, I just made the decision myself to go ahead and stream at noon on YouTube, Florida State and Georgia Tech. And then for those of you who are members of the Patreon page, we'll be live tonight at 8 o'clock for SMU and Nevada. Monday, I'll put a poll up on Patreon, noon, 3:30, or prime time. And the Patreon members will vote on which time slot they want me to stream. Whichever time slot they vote on, that'll be the Patreon stream. And that's how it works every week during the college football season. If I decide to stream a second time slot on Saturdays, then that is the stream that shows up on YouTube. So SMU and Nevada at 8 o'clock. SMU, of course, a power program now officially this year after joining the ACC in the offseason. And I talked about SMU on video the other day. They were a good team last year. They were like 11-2. They won their conference, and they've got a lot back on that team, including their quarterback, who is really good. Their offense is really good. They score a lot of points. We'll see how they hold up over the course of the season once they start playing Power 5 opponents week in and week out. But if you look at their schedule, it sets up for them to have a pretty good season their first year in the ACC. They do have to play Florida State and Louisville in back-to-back weeks. In fact, that's their first 2 ACC games. They host Florida State in about a month from now. That's their first ACC game. And then the following week, they play on the road at Louisville. And they'll be underdogs in both of those games. But they don't play NC State. They don't play Clemson, and they don't play Miami. They don't even play Virginia Tech. So they do play Florida State and Louisville, but if you look at like the top 5 or 6 teams in the ACC in terms of odds or projections or what people think in terms of the order of finish in the ACC, SMU only plays 2 of like the top 6 or 7 teams. A lot of winnable games on that schedule for SMU, and if they can upset either Florida State or Louisville, I think it's possible SMU could get into the ACC championship game. Now, it would be an upset if they beat Florida State or Louisville. Those teams will be favored over SMU. But they're an interesting team to keep an eye on this year in the ACC, and we get a chance to see them tonight at 8 o'clock as they take on Nevada out in Reno. And again, that'll be the Patreon stream tonight. So the link to the Patreon page is in the description of the video. If you're new to Patreon for this season, the way it works is if the stream is at 8 o'clock, then around 7:30 or 7:45 over on the Patreon page, I post a link. So all you got to do is go to the Patreon page around 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, whatever. You'll see a post over there that'll say SMU versus Nevada stream, and there will be a link. Just click the link on the Patreon page, and it takes you to the live stream. So we'll be over there tonight at 8 o'clock on Patreon. And then if you're really sick, and judging from the time a lot of y'all told me y'all got up today, you're not going to be watching this next one, but Delaware State at Hawaii. I'm assuming Delaware State made it there. Did y'all hear this story earlier in the week about this game? Delaware State was busing down to New York City to catch a flight to Hawaii, and because of traffic on the way, they missed their flight from New York to Hawaii. I'm assuming they worked that out and were able to get a later flight or a flight the next day or something, but it messed up their schedule and traveling there. So I don't know, maybe that matters for betting reasons or something like that. Obviously, Hawaii should win that game. Hawaii has a really good record against the spread in their first game of the season going back the last 10 or 15 years. They're really good against the spread. So something to keep in mind when we talk about some of the betting lines coming up later in the show. I'm sorry. I forgot I didn't have it up on the screen. So there you go if you need to see it for yourself. Florida State at Georgia Tech, noon on ESPN. I'll be live streaming right here on YouTube for that game. Montana State at New Mexico, 4 p.m. on FS1. SMU at Nevada, 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. And this Delaware State-Hawaii game, good luck finding it on TV. You'll probably have to stream it somewhere if you're still up at midnight and you want to watch that game. But there you go. That's the schedule of games for today, what time they're coming on, what channel they're coming on, all that kind of stuff. Hashtag professional. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I took Hawaii at 27.5. Glad I did so when I did. Has it gone up? We're going to look at the betting lines in a minute, but it may have gone up. It sounds like that's what you're saying. Colby says, join the rigged wheel here. Yeah, if you want to get your name on the wheel, we'll spin it at the end of the show. PayPal or Cash App. Links are in the description. And we'll get everybody's name added to the show at the end of the way. I had two people join the wheel before the show ever started today. One at 6:15 this morning. And I'll tell you who it is when we start to add the names to the wheel, but it's just pretty unbelievable. They couldn't wait to get their name on the rigged wheel. They couldn't wait. Any news going on in the world of college football that we need to know about? Let's see. Kalen DeBoer is denied stealing a kicker from Miami of Ohio. On the surface, this sounds like a nothing story to me. It seems to me like if you were going to be covert and sneaky and try to break some kind of a rule to bring a player in, not too sure it would be a kicker. I don't know the details on the story, and it seems like everybody's getting accused of tampering all the time now. And it's like I said on the call-in show the other night. I don't know the exact rules around tampering and what they are and how they work and what you can do and can't do. Who can contact a player, who can't, when they can, when they can't. I don't know the exact rules. But if a rule was broken, no matter how stupid the rule is, no matter how dumb you think it is or how dumb I might think it is or whatever, if a rule was broken and it can be proven, then yes, Bama deserves some type of punishment. I don't know what that punishment would be. We can argue about that, but everybody knows the rules. You know, it's just like the Michigan sign stealing thing. Well, everybody does it. That might be an excuse you use, but it's not an excuse that holds up. Not for me. The everyone does it excuse is just no good. So if it's proven they did something wrong or they broke some type of a rule, then they should be punished. Just like Michigan should be punished for the sign stealing if that gets proven and all that. Everybody steals signs or everybody tampers. I'm not trying to hear that. Everybody speeds. But that line doesn't work on the cop when he pulls you over, going 70 in a 45. You can't tell the cop, well, everybody else would do it. They don't care. You're the one that got caught. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter everybody else does it or does it or doesn't do's it. You know what I'm saying? What now? This is my first time seeing this. UConn in early talks with the Big 12. They do have a football program. It's not very good. They do have one, but of course they're a basketball powerhouse, as is the Big 12. as is the Big 12. It would be an interesting fit, I guess. Right? It would definitely, from a basketball point of view, which I don't care about. I'm 100% football and nothing else matters to me. But, these conferences have to look at everything from every possible angle, I guess. This would be a huge get in terms of the basketball season. Not sure what value, if any, at all, it would add to the Big 12 football-wise, other than a guaranteed win for most conference opponents that have to play them. But the Big 12 is in talks with UConn about joining the league in all sports, sources confirmed to ESPN on Friday. No vote has occurred for a potential Huskies membership, nor is one close to happening, as sources caution that there has been pushback among several members that would need to be overcome. The talks have advanced to the point where UConn athletic director and board chair met with the Big 12 ADs in person in Dallas last week to make their case. The conversation centered around football funding and how UConn could be competitive upon joining the league in 2031. So this would be way down the road. 2031. Part of UConn's presentation covered how the Huskies would be prepared to build and spend money on football like the current Big 12 programs. They also pitched the league on how quickly they became competitive in the Big East Football Conference after joining in 2004. That's true, but remember, all the good teams left the Big East in 2004. So, UConn joined the Big East in 2004 and was competitive early on, but that was without Miami, without Virginia Tech, without who else was in the Big East? Syracuse, Pitt was Pitt in the Big. Anyway, it was a bunch of teams that were in the Big East and left and joined the ACC. Like pretty much all the good football teams. So I don't really buy that. A Big 12 board call is being planned for next week with the league's presidents that would lay out the specific points. I think the word is premature, a high-ranking Big 12 official said. There's a far distance between conversations and anything that would happen. The presidents haven't seen the case yet. The addition would be for all sports, and the delay to 2031 in football would give UConn a chance to catch up in terms of funding. Oh, so it looks like maybe they would join the Big 12 in other sports sooner, but they would not join in football until 2031 to give them a chance, I'm assuming, to do things like stadium upgrades, facility upgrades, whatever the case. Give them a chance to catch up in terms of funding and a talent upgrade through NIL. The Athletic first reported on the potential board call and the talks. The other sports, including UConn's dominant basketball programs, will be added whenever the school could negotiate or wait out the 27-month waiting period to exit the Big East. Okay, so I guess in the contract they have with the Big East provides for a 27-month waiting period, I guess. Sources caution there's a lot more to dive into, as the votes to add UConn have yet to be solidified. While some schools are in favor of adding the Huskies, multiple athletic directors within the Big 12 have been outspoken against it. Several others are undecided. The ultimate vote would come down to 12 of the 16 leagues president. It's going to come down to money. I mean, that's what it is, right? Can they add any monetary value to the Big 12's TV contract? I mean, you have a pie of money that the network is paying, and one slice of pie for every team in the league. And that slice of pie is the same size generally for every team in the league. So if you add a league, or if you add a team to that pie, the size of the pie stays the same, but everybody's slice of the pie becomes a little bit smaller to accommodate paying out the new member. So unless they could add money to their TV deal, some of these school presidents appear unlikely to vote to add them, I guess, is probably what that comes down to. Big 12 commissioner has been bullish on basketball being more of a financial driver for the league's TV contracts in upcoming years. UConn is the sports dominant program and touches the country's top market with a strong presence in the New York area. UConn is coming off back-to-back national titles in men's basketball and boasted the country's best brand in women's basketball for the past generation. UConn's resurgence in men's basketball has come under Coach Dan Hurley and coincided with the school rejoining the Big East for the 2020-2021 season after playing in the AAC from 2013 to 2019. Big 12 is consistently one of the country's best basketball leagues, and adding UConn would potentially bolster that reputation. Yeah, from a basketball point of view, it makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense. The 16-team Big 12 added 4 new members, Houston, BYU, Cincinnati, and Central Florida last year, and will welcome Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State this year. Yormark outmaneuvered Pac-12 officials to re-up the league's television deal and secured the Big 12's future soon after taking over as commissioner. He also leveraged that secure future to add the 4 former Pac-12 programs. Yormark pushed hard early in his tenure to add Gonzaga in basketball, though that did not come to fruition. Gonzaga, of course, I don't believe Gonzaga even has a football program, unless that's something they've added recently. I don't even think Gonzaga has a football program. So I don't know. Is that going to happen? UConn to the Big 12. What about Florida State to the Big 12? I thought that was a done deal pretty much. Is Florida State still joining the Big 10 last month? I can't remember. I can't remember if Florida State still joining the Big 10 last July. I think they are. UConn beat the worst Big 12 team by 7 last season in Stores. I don't know what that means. Yormark is about to decouple basketball in the Big 12. It really wouldn't take a whole lot for UConn to be competitive in football with the bottom tier teams in the Big 12, i.e. Colorado. Did you see where Deion Sanders has banned somebody else from asking questions at his press conference? Because he called Deion a diva or something like that. They banned him. Let's pull that article up. Why not? Shit. We don't have a lot to talk about this morning. We're going to look at some gambling lines here in a minute for today's games, but this is unbelievable. All right, come on, Twitter. What are you doing? Let's go. Did y'all see this from Deion? Where is it? Here we go. Look at this. Colorado has banned a Denver columnist from asking questions due to a series of sustained personal attacks on Deion Sanders. A sports information staffer cited his use of phrases such as false prophet, deposition Deion, Planet Prime, and the Bruce Lee of BS. The Deion Kool-Aid and circus. Well, I guess I'm banned too then. Damn. Guess I can't ask Deion any more questions. Where's a team mom with a gold whistle ought to be in here too? You know, Deion must be coddled at all costs. Deion Sanders, you got to coddle this man. You got to coddle this man. You got to give Deion the Josh Pate treatment at all times. Deion is good. The players are good. The program is good. The recruiting is good. The NIL is good. The culture is good. It's great that they put stupid shit on social media 24 hours a day. It's great that he treats his 3 sons, well, his 2.5 sons, different from everyone else. All of that is great. They've got a chance to win the Big 12. They've got a chance to make the playoffs. They've got a chance to be competitive for a national championship. They've got 3 players that could all 3 win the Heisman at the same time, twice. That's what you got to do to Josh Pace treatment with Deion. If not, banned. Banned if you don't. What a shame that is. What an absolute shame. The Bruce Lee of bullshit. Yeah, that was a good one. What's their win total at for this season? Still under 6, not to even make a bowl. I believe it's at 5.5. Surprised at the Georgia Tech. Yeah, let's take a look at the poll. We ran a poll. Who's going to win, Florida State or Georgia Tech? Florida State with 58% of the vote. I'm surprised, too, that it's not a little higher. Now, if I would have said who wants Georgia Tech to beat Florida State, then I would expect it to be high. But I'm surprised that 41% of the people actually think Georgia Tech's going to win the game. That surprises me. 10 o'clock. So about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about all the spreads on today's games. I got 2 celebrity guest pickers coming on for you at 10 a.m. So, yeah, you should be extremely excited about it. Extremely excited. But now it's time to talk about food. So I already told you about my boiled peanuts, which it smells amazing in here, by the way. In fact, I saw when I just went on Twitter just now, it looks like the lady might have posted a picture of my boiled peanuts over there on the tweeter machine. Yeah, she did. So look, we got the boiled peanuts going. We got the boiled peanuts going this morning. Shout out to boiled peanuts. Shout out to boiled peanuts. Got the boiled peanuts going. So I did that. We're also doing homemade jalapeno poppers today. I talked about this a lot last season was the first time I've done these. And by me, I mean the lady. But homemade jalapeno poppers. Who's familiar with these? These are a home run. These are a home run. If you're not doing that, and they're easy. They're easy and they're quick to make. And it's cheap, really. I mean, you got to buy a pack of bacon. And according to Facebook, nobody can afford bacon. But so you do have to scrounge up some change and get you some bacon. But jalapenos are like 50 cents a pound. I mean, you basically can get 20 or 30 jalapenos for a couple of bucks. And so you need jalapenos, cream cheese, and bacon. That's all you need. You take the jalapeno, you slice them long ways, right? So you've then got two. You scrape out the seeds and the stems from inside the jalapenos. You fill the inside of the jalapeno with cream cheese. You wrap a piece of bacon around it. You stick it in the oven for 20 minutes or whatever it is. They are unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. I've been eating like the frozen jalapeno poppers that you buy from the grocery store to come in a box, you know. I've been eating those forever. But for some reason, last year was the first time I've ever had homemade jalapeno poppers, and they're a home fucking run, period. They're a grand slam every time. Facts. Nothing but facts. Giant home run on the jalapeno poppers. And they're easy to make, so we're doing that today. I've got two different chips and dip. I've got just regular, like Lay's potato chips with French onion dip. And then I've got tortilla chips and it's either a 5-layer dip or a 7-layer dip. What are the extra 2 layers in a 7-layer dip, by the way? I don't know. I know the difference between a 5-layer dip and a 7-layer dip is 2 layers. But I don't know what the 2 layers are. So to be honest, I don't know. I don't remember if I got a 5-layer dip or a 7-layer dip. And why is there not a 6-layer dip? You notice that? You go to the store, there's a 5-layer dip and a 7-layer. Who decided that? Anyway, yep. Boiled peanuts, jalapeno poppers, 2 different chips and dip. I've got a fruit tray. But unfortunately, my kids got into the damn fruit tray last night, and I think they ate all the good stuff out of there. Both my kids had their significant others. So in other words, my son had his girlfriend over, and my daughter had this is a whole other deal. Doesn't have anything to do with football. I don't even know why I brought it up. I should save that for the morning show. But anyway, my son had his girlfriend over for dinner, and my daughter had her boyfriend over for dinner. And I grilled hot dogs and hamburgers. And they found a damn fruit tray in the refrigerator. And the next thing I knew, after they ate dinner, they done got the fruit tray out. So now I don't know how much of that fruit tray, if any, I have left. But anyway. And of course, for the hamburgers, yes, I made about half and half cheeseburgers, half not cheeseburgers. And yes, for the cheeseburgers, pepper jack cheese. You already know, if you're grilling hamburgers or doing anything really with cheese that's not pepper jack cheese, I don't trust you, and I probably wouldn't like you very much. I did make some with American cheese, because you never know when people come over, they're like, I'm not eating none of that weird cheese. I want the yellow cheese, American cheese. So I did a couple of them with the American cheese just in case. But boy, that pepper jack cheese on a hamburger is next level if you haven't tried that. Pepper jack cheese is the best cheese. That's just what it is. That's not an opinion. That's not up for discussion or debate. I mean, pepper jack cheese is just the best cheese. I don't even think anybody would bother arguing that. Pepper jack grilled cheese. Yeah, pepper jack grilled cheese sandwiches. I mean, it will blow you. It'll change your life. You've been eating them American sliced cheese grilled cheese sandwiches since you were 4 and 5, and your mama was making them for you and stuff like that. And those are still good. Nothing wrong with those. Try some different cheese with your grilled cheese, though. Try pepper jack. If you like a different type of cheese, try that. Expand your horizons there. Go ahead and blow your mind with some grilled cheese sandwiches. And I don't want to start World War III here, but mayonnaise goes on a grilled cheese sandwich, okay? Type, rage type, unsubscribe, whatever you feel like you need to do. But mayonnaise goes on a grilled cheese sandwich, okay? 2 pieces of bread. Mayonnaise on 1 piece of bread. 2 pieces of cheese. Then the other piece of bread. A little bit of butter on the outside of both pieces of bread. Fry it up in a pan. That's how you cook grilled cheese. Okay? These dry ass sandwiches y'all be making, y'all got problems. Now you don't have to use a bunch of mayonnaise like maybe you would on a turkey sandwich or something. Just a little thin layer of mayo there on 1 piece of bread. Trust me. Look, I wouldn't steer you guys wrong when it comes to grilled cheese sandwiches. I just wouldn't. Trust me on that. Colton Silcox, thank you for the super chat. He says, let's go Jackets and go Gators. Yeah, no doubt about it. Florida fans are rooting for the Jackets today for sure. Trace Lothar of the Hill People, thank you for the super chat. He said, did the Knowles bring White Tonto with his flaming toothpick to Dublin, Ireland? Hill People are curious. I'm not sure. I'm assuming they did. We'll find out in a little over an hour. Grilled cheese with mayonnaise, bacon, and a slice of tomato is the bomb, says Jay Shot. Tell them, Jay, they don't know about that mayonnaise on grilled cheese. Y'all are missing out. No, you don't dip grilled cheese in ketchup. What are you, 4? Come on, Mike. That's now, Mike, you rarely disappoint me, Mike. That's disappointing, buddy. You don't dip your fucking grilled cheese sandwich in ketchup like a 4-year-old, man. And you don't put ranch dressing on your pizza. Come on, man. Mike, you're good people, man, but boy, this makes me look at you a little bit different. I'm not going to lie, buddy. Deion's missing toe. Welcome to the channel. Yeah. Y'all make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget about the rigged wheel. It's coming up at the end of the show. I'll go ahead and tell you who was the first person to add their name to the wheel today. The very first person. 6:15 this morning, I got a notification from Cash App from none other than Carolina Jackpot. And he said, hey, Woo, go ahead and add me to the wheel, son. Carolina Jackpot was the first one. We had another one, too, before the show ever started today. Let's go ahead and add that one, too. Where is it? Let's see. Where are the droids I'm looking for? Oh, here they are. These are the droids I'm looking for. The other first person what added themselves to the wheel today was, nope, not 9 a.m. Zeus, which I believe is also a Gamecock man, if I'm not mistaken. So the first 2 names added to the wheel in 2024 were both Gamecock fans, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think I am. Of course, I'm rarely mistaken. I have, but now that's not to say I've never made a mistake. I have. Who was here in 2019? You might remember this. This is going to be hard to believe. In 2019, I picked Georgia to beat South Carolina, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. I mean, we only gave up one defensive touchdown, but we still managed to lose because Jack fucking Fromm had 4 turnovers and Hot Rod missed, I believe, 2 field goals. So it's not that I've never been wrong. I was wrong that day. 100% for sure. Hogman. What's up, buddy? He says, I used American cheese on burgers all my life. You hooked me on the pepper jack at the Hog Fest. I was really missing out. Yeah, I'm telling you. And I talk shit. I like pepper jack cheese. That's my favorite cheese. But whatever type of cheese you can buy sliced cheese. You go to the deli, they got all kinds of different kinds of cheeses you can buy sliced. Whatever your favorite kind of cheese is, try that next time on your grilled cheese or your hamburger instead of automatically just defaulting to the yellow slices of American, craft slices of cheese. Try the other ones. Try the other ones. Whatever your favorite cheese is. Jalapeno Havarti. Yeah, whatever it is, try it. Try it. I'm making you hungry. I believe me, I'm hungry. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I haven't eaten yet, but I'm fixing to eat my body weight in boiled peanuts as soon as we wrap this show up. Favorite type of pizza? I'm pretty basic with pizza. I like pepperoni pizza. I like supreme pizza, and I like pepperoni, onion, bell pepper pizza. So I'm pretty basic. I'll either get pepperoni, or a supreme, or pepperoni, bell pepper, onion. That's really the only 3 types of pizza I eat. Biggs Mike said he was just trolling me. You're trolling me? Hold on now. You're trolling me? In week 0? Come on, man. You can't troll the troll. You can't troll the troll. Duke's mayonnaise all day on a grilled cheese with bacon. Go Blue. College football is back. Yeah. A Duke's mayonnaise is the only mayonnaise. That's 100% facts. 100% facts. Only thing Lou does food-wise that I disagree with is meatless chili. Yeah, I don't put meat in my chili. If I'm at somebody else's house and they make chili with meat in it, I'll eat it. It's not that I don't like it. I just prefer it without. I'm not a vegetarian. I love meat. I love hamburger meat. So it's not that. I like chili better with no meat. I'll still eat it if it's got meat in it. It's not that I don't like it. I just prefer it with no meat. I do beans, 4 or 5 different kinds of beans, onions, and bell peppers is what I put in my chili. If I make chili myself at home, I don't put meat in it. Hot dog chili with hot dogs? Yes. In fact, yesterday I had a hot dog with hot dog chili, and that's what I'm having for lunch today too. Thin crust pizza sucks. I agree. It's like eating a piece of cardboard with tomato sauce on it. I agree with you there. Wendy's chili is good. What are y'all eating today? Forget what I'm eating. I already told you what I'm eating. What are y'all eating today? Somebody give me something good in the comments here that y'all are eating today. Somebody's got to be eating something good. You like gluten-free crust? Somebody time him out for 1 minute, please. Why gluten-free crust? Don't even tell me it's because you're allergic to gluten. Because that's made up. There's no such thing as allergic to gluten. There is no such thing as a gluten allergy. That's made up. So, what are you talking about? You eat gluten-free pizza. Come on, man. This live stream has turned into Lou's food reviews. We talk about food every Saturday morning on the College Kickoff Show. So if for some reason you're not interested in the food talk, then I guess you'll have to just tune out of this portion of the Saturday morning show. The other thing is with this morning show is there's only 2 or 3 games. Normally on a Saturday morning, we're talking about 15 or 20 games that takes up the majority of the show. This morning, we just don't have that to talk about. So we're spending maybe more time on food than we normally would, but we talk about food every Saturday on the Kickoff Show. Pork chops and gravy for breakfast. All right. Philly cheesesteak for James Fonda. Sloppy Joe and chips dip something. I love Sloppy Joes. I don't care if I'm 46 years old. I fucking love a Sloppy Joe. Wings, and more wings. That's funny you mentioned that. I told you I had to go to the Kroger this morning to get the peanuts. Pulling out of there, there's a wing stop right in front of where the Kroger is. And I was like, boy, some lemon pepper wings from Wingstop would have been good today. But I think I got enough for today. But that might be on the menu next Saturday, though. Some of those lemon pepper wings from Wingstop. Favorite chicken wing flavor? Well, from Wingstop, lemon pepper. But do y'all have wherever y'all live, do y'all have these places? They seem to have just popped up in the last maybe 10 years. Maybe they were around before that and I just didn't realize it. But do y'all have these places that like can't make up their mind whether they're a Chinese restaurant, a soul food restaurant, or a wing restaurant? It's like you go in and the menu is like catfish, crawfish, 100 different flavors of chicken wings, and Chinese rice. Do y'all like it's? And I'm looking around like, what's going on here? If you have one of those kinds of places, my favorite chicken wing of all time, and all of those types of places will do this for you. Order dry rub lemon pepper chicken wings tossed in buffalo sauce after they're cooked. If you go to Wingstop and say that, they look at you like you're retarded. You have to go in one of these places that looks like the health department is about to shut it down any day now. One of these seafood / soul food / Chinese rice / chicken wing places. You got to go to one of those places. Get dry rub lemon pepper wings tossed in buffalo sauce. You'll never want to eat another chicken wing as long as you live. It's the best chicken wing you'll ever eat. Period. So, Billy Boy says PayPal will see as me. Forgot to note it. Okay, yeah. I'm going to pull all the PayPals and Cash Apps up at the end of the show, which will be probably around 10:15. At 10 o'clock, we have not one, but two special guests for you, celebrity pickers. We've got two celebrity pickers coming on at 10. That's when we're going to pull up the gambling lines, take a look at all the latest odds. I'll show you what I've already bet on, and then I've got a couple of additional bets that I'm going to make on these games today. So I'll show you all that, and we'll get picks from our two celebrity guest pickers. One of the celebrity guest pickers is a fan of somebody that's playing today. And that's what I'm going to try to do every week going forward. So like I mentioned earlier, for next Saturday's kickoff show, I'm looking for either a Miami fan, a Florida fan, a Texas A&M fan, a Notre Dame fan, a Georgia fan, or a Clemson fan for the celebrity guest picker next week. So if you're a celebrity and you want to come on and be a guest picker next Saturday, get in touch with me at some point this week and we'll see if we can work it out. But you got to be a celebrity. That's how it is. You got to be a celebrity, which means most people on here have to know you, right? You got to be a celebrity. Yeah, you got to be a celebrity. I don't go to those places because I know I'll be sick right after. They look like places you wouldn't want to eat in usually. Honestly, they look like rundown hole in the wall places, but those are the best places to eat. Who's ever been to New Orleans? I talk about how much I love eating in New Orleans. It's my favorite city to eat in, New Orleans. And they've got some really nice restaurants there with some really good food. But it ain't nearly as good as the hole-in-the-wall places you find on a back alley in New Orleans somewhere that looks like, I mean, I don't even know what it looks. You wouldn't even want to step foot in these places. Like they look run down. They look falling down. Those places have the best food, period. Those places have the best food. I'm not scheduling 4 weeks out in advance, Hog Man. So you'll have to get with me at the end of week 3 about coming on in week 4. I won't remember it in 4 weeks. Yep. No food is God. What? Big dang, FSU going to be 0-2 versus the state of Georgia. Yeah, if they lose back-to-back games to Georgia teams, dang. You know, Georgia Tech has beat Florida State 2 out of the last 3. What time is it? We got 5 minutes till the guest pickers come on. So let me reiterate and summarize my thoughts on the Georgia Tech-Florida State game. Georgia Tech had a huge turnover problem last year. A huge turnover problem. They cannot turn the ball over in this game or they have no chance of winning. Period. Florida State is a better team than Georgia Tech. They're more talented. I like their coaching staff better. I think they have the better lines of scrimmage. Florida State is a better team. So if you're trying to pull off an upset, you can't turn the ball over. And that's something that Georgia Tech had a really hard time with last year. They turned the ball over a ton. They can't do that today. They're going to have to be able to run the ball, and they're going to have to be able to stop the run too. Week 0 games, Florida State, brand new quarterback, new wide receivers, new running backs. I don't think Florida State's offense is going to be clicking at 100 miles an hour right out of the gate. But I do think they are going to try to run the ball. And if Georgia Tech can't slow down the run and lets Florida State just chew them up, they're not going to have a chance. And the same thing with Georgia Tech. They need to be able to run the ball. I like Haynes King, but like I said, he turns the ball over a lot. So it's not ideal for him to be throwing the ball 30 times. Now, he can run around. He can hurt you with his legs, too, and maybe he can do some of that. But they've got to be able to run the ball, chew clock, get first downs, keep Florida State off the field, and keep it low scoring, I think, if they want to have a chance to pull off the upset. I do think Florida State will win the game. I'm hoping it'll be a good game, just like I hope every game I watch is a good game. I don't want to be bored in the second half because one team or the other is winning by 40. So I hope it'll be a good game, and I think it'll be a good game too, which is why I am betting Georgia Tech and the points. I do think Florida State wins, but I think it'll be single digits. So we'll see. So that's my thoughts on that game. All right, time for the celebrity pickers to call in. If y'all are listening, go ahead and call in. I'm ready whenever y'all are ready, and we'll put you on. We'll put you right on the air there. It would suck to be a priest, says Wolverine Gage. Yeah. They're eating oysters on game day. Boy, I could eat oysters every day of the week. I could eat oysters every day of the week. All right, Donnie. All right, you only have about 10 minutes if you want to get your name added to the wheel. As soon as we make our picks here, I'm going to pull the wheel up, and I'm going to add everybody's name to it, and we're going to start spinning the wheel and see if we can't give away some money. So you got about 10 minutes if you want to get your name added to the wheel. PayPal or Cash App. I can't do giveaways through Super Chat. So the rigged wheel giveaway has to be through PayPal or Cash App. So there's the links right there. I just posted them. They're also in the description of the video. FSU fans booing Kirk is hilarious. Fuck Kirk. Yeah, they're like Florida State fans are like an 8th grade girl who, the prom date never showed up to pick her up. And now she's like 25 years old, but she can't have any successful relationships because she's so stuck on getting dumped at the 8th grade prom, and she just can't get over it. That's how Florida State fans are. They've been embarrassing themselves on the internet for 8 months straight, and it looks like now they're continuing to do it. Good morning and that, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Lou, Carolina Jackpot, checking in. Happy week 0.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on this morning, buddy. We're gonna make some picks on these games. Now I know you're a degenerate gambler, just like I am. So this ought to be pretty good. No, go ahead.
Well, I'm definitely a degenerate.
Yeah, one of the reasons I'm excited to have you on is because I know you make a lot of picks on lower tier games. Like you make a lot of group of 5 and even some FCS picks during the year. I don't tend to do that. I tend to just focus on the Power 5. But like today, we got a lot of teams playing that aren't Power 5. So I'm pretty sure you'll have some insight on those too. Hey, hold on 1 second, Jackpot. I got to add somebody to the call. Yeah, good morning.
What's going on, Lou?
Yeah, this is Wreck Man. Okay, let's add Jackpot back. All right, both of y'all should be on the call now. Carolina Jackpot and Wreck Talk. So we got a Gamecock man and a Georgia Tech man on the line. How you gentlemen doing?
Great.
Doing great. I feel honored to be on with Jackpot. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I heard Rex Talk was on called in the Rob show yesterday afternoon. He's pretty sassy and salty, man. I like it.
Oh, he's been talking all kinds of shit on YouTube videos, comment sections, call-in shows, Twitter. He's been riding the Florida State man hard. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
He deserves it.
Yeah,
I do deserve it.
Yeah, he does. All right, let me pull up the latest lines in that for the games today, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna get you guys' thoughts on these games. I won't keep you on long, and I appreciate. I know it was kind of last minute too, so I apologize for that, and I really appreciate y'all coming on. So let's pull up these odds. I know y'all can't see them probably, so I'll read them out to you. There's only a handful of games anyway. So up first at 12 o'clock, the game of the day, Florida State and Georgia Tech in Ireland. This line started at about 13.5 points in favor of Florida State. It's currently all the way down to 10.5. So the question I have for both of you is, give us your pick on the game, and has the line drop changed your mind any about which way you would go? Jackpot, we'll start with you.
Yes and no. I'm not on this one. I'm not playing a side on it. I'm playing the total. I'm playing the total under on that because, Florida State has a good defense, especially a good front seven, and Georgia Tech actually has brought in a new defensive coordinator. They weren't good last year on defense. They brought in a new coordinator who was the coordinator last year for Mike Elko at Duke. So I think they could still be improved on that side of the ball. And I think it's going to take, like you said, Florida State a little bit of time to gel as far as offensively. So I'm going to take the team total under on that. And as far as a side, I mean, if you had to put gun to head right now at this line, the way it's dropped, I'm taking Florida State because I think they're just more talented. And I think that Haynes King he's going to make some kind of mistake that's going to cost Georgia Tech in the end. And I think they'll probably win they may win by 11 points. I took it at 13.5, and I did take Georgia Tech, but that's like a key number. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, Haynes King, I mean, he threw a bunch of touchdowns last year, but dude also threw interceptions like they were giving him a bonus to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's cleaned that up or not. It's kind of like a better version of Cade Klubnik.
Is that true? Rec Talk, is that true? Haynes King is a better version of Cade Klubnik.
Well, first of all, I'll address that in a second. All right. Let's talk about DJU. DJU is like when your friends try and set you up with a girl and you're like, well, she's good looking. And they say, well, she has a good personality. DJU is the equivalent of that. He has a good personality. No Florida State fan has anything great to say about DJU other than he's serviceable. As far as Haynes King's in his second year under a great OC and Buster Faulkner. All right, and I will say not so fast, my friend, to Jackpot. Florida State might have a ton of talent, but I tell you what they don't have, good sense. They're worried about everything but winning this game. They'd rather beat Kirk Herbstreit than they would Georgia Tech. I won't even need the point. Give me Georgia Tech on the money line.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, Rex Talk, but that's the fans. That's not necessarily the team.
Well, but the team, the program, the school, the athletic department, the athletic director, they're all mixed up in lawsuits and suing the ACC and suing ESPN. I mean, none of that stuff is helping them. Now, we can argue whether or not it's hurting them or how much it's hurting them, but none of that is helping. I mean, that's a huge – coaches hate distractions of any kind. You would agree with that, Jackpot. They don't want any outside distractions. There's a lot of outside distractions around Florida State.
There are. That's absolutely true.
40% of my chat, 40% of my chat thinks Georgia Tech is winning the game outright. That surprises me. I don't. I think Florida State finds a way to win, but I do think it'll be a close game. And I also like the under. I think I got it at 55.
Yeah.
After y'all get off, I'm going to pull up my list of bets and show everybody. I already bet the under. It's at 54.5 now. I think I got it at under 55. But anyway, okay, so Rec Talk likes Georgia Tech on the money line. Jackpot likes Florida State minus 10.5. And me and Jackpot both like under the total points. All right, 8 o'clock, SMU and Nevada. Nevada is a 27.5 point home underdog. The total on this one is at 55.5. And we'll start with Rec Talk. You're an ACC man. So are you team SMU here?
Well, like most college football fans, I don't really know anything about SMU. So I guess give me SMU and whatever you want to give me on. I don't know much about them. They got Rhett Lashley. They're a good offensive team. They got a ton of money.
A lot of offense back, really good quarterback, scored a lot of points last year. I like SMU's team total. I got it at 41. It's up to 41.5 now, but I like SMU team total over 41. I think they could score 60 if they want to. Nevada's horrible. I think they were 2-10 last year. They're terrible.
27.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't do that, but I do think SMU is going to score a ton of points. What do you think, Jackpot?
Yeah, I agree with you. I took that team total over also. And I mean, if you were going to play a side on the spread, I wouldn't hesitate to take that 27.5. They're going to smash them.
Yeah.
Smash them. I mean, at Rhett Lashley, offensive-minded coach. They want to make a statement in this conference. He's been known to run it. He ran it up in the AAC on inferior competition. And, yeah, Nevada's horrible. They're starting quarterbacks out, which probably wasn't any good anyway. Yeah, I mean, and they're playing the thin air, too, which that could hinder them, I guess, if you think, well, you're not used to playing that. I think it could help SMU. Because you remember those BYU teams back in the day, back when they played an exciting brand of football, Wyoming, all these teams score a lot of points in that thin air. So, I think, 60 points if they want to, but definitely that. Team total over SMU.
All right, and one more I want to talk about because I'm going to make a bet on this one here before the show ends. But Montana State, which I believe is an FCS program, but a good one, on the road at New Mexico, who's an FBS program, but one of the worst FBS programs in college football history. And I like Montana State in this one. They're favored by 13.5. Montana State is. I think they win by 3 touchdowns. I like Montana State on the road to get the win and cover against New Mexico. Either one of you have any thoughts on that one?
I think Montana State wins, but I'm taking New Mexico to cover because their coach is Bronco Mendenhall. He just took over that program. Bronco Mendenhall is a good coach, tough nose, good motivator. I mean, I don't know what their roster's probably dog shit, so I probably going to get that one wrong. But I just think that they might hold that a little bit closer. I think they'll turn the program around and start today.
I agree with Jackpot. I think in a week 1 game, you're favored playing a higher classification school on the road. I don't like a 2-score line on it.
All right, and Rec Talk, last question for you. At 3:30 this afternoon, after Georgia Tech has beaten Florida State, where can we come to congratulate you? Will you be on the air anywhere? Will you be on YouTube anywhere today?
I will be on the air. I'll be streaming this game live at noon today. Win, lose, or draw will be on there till probably well after 3:30, and we'll do a post game tonight. So in some miraculous circumstance where we do lose this game, you just want to come make fun of me, you can do that too. Unlike the Florida State fan who will disappear, I am here forever, like an evergreen tree. Here we go.
Well, Rec Talk, good luck to your Yellow Jackets today. It really takes a lot for me to want Georgia Tech to win a game, but like the majority of the college football world, I am impatiently awaiting a Florida State loss. So good luck to your Yellow Jackets today, and I appreciate you coming on this morning.
I appreciate it, Lou. Talk to you later.
All right, buddy. And what are you doing for football today, Jackpot? You got to work? You watching the games? Any streams for you? What's going on?
I don't know. I may stream that game this evening. I don't know. I'm done with my work and heading home. Pizza definitely on the menu today. Not anything fancy. It's a good go-to. Maybe a fat burger later on my grill. But yeah, I'm just going to chill out and watch the game.
So if you decide to live stream the game tonight, what is the percentage chance that at some point during that live stream you take a nap?
North of 50.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. No. We can hope anyway. We certainly hope. Jackpot, I appreciate you coming on, buddy. This was a lot of fun.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Thanks, Lou.
All right, buddy. Talk to you next time. There you go. Carolina Jackpot and Rec Talk. Week 0 celebrity guest pickers. Look, you don't find celebrities like that everywhere. Only here on LouTube for the College Kickoff Show do you get top-tier celebrities like Carolina Jackpot and Rec Talk. Good luck to Rec Talk today in his Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. All right. Last chance to get your name on the rigged wheel. I'm going to make one more bet here. Let's put this up on the screen. Well, let's look at the bets I already made. What bets have I made? Let me see if you have. Here they are. All right, here's the bets I've already made on here so far for the season. Some of these are week 1 games or whatever, but I've got Florida State, Georgia Tech, under 55.5. Under 55.5. I've got Nevada over 41.5. Just Nevada to score over 41.5. The Florida State Georgia Tech game is a total for both teams. This is just a total for Nevada here. I have Georgia minus 14 versus Clemson. That's next week. I've got James Madison minus 7 versus Charlotte. That's next week. I've got Miami minus 2 versus Florida. That's next week. I've got Notre Dame plus 2.5 versus Texas A&M. That is next week. I've got Southern Cal plus 6 against LSU. That's next week. I've got Texas minus 4 versus Michigan. That is next week. And I've got Georgia Tech plus 11. Georgia Tech plus 11 for the game today. So I've got 2 bets on that game today. I've got under 55.5 total points. And I've got Georgia Tech plus 11. And then on the SMU Nevada game, I've got SMU to score over 41.5 points. Those are the bets that I actually made today. So there you go. All right, I am pulling up the rigged wheel right now. We are going to go through the PayPal first, and then I will add the Cash App. So for the rigged wheel, we've got Zeus. He is, let's make sure I put him on there. Yes, we've got Zeus. He is on the wheel. We have got who's next? Colby. Let's put Colby on the wheel. Shout out Colby. Colby is now on the wheel. Up next, we have Hogman. Shout out Hogman. You are on the wheel. Up next, we've got Paul, my buddy, Huffer Billy Slaw. Let's put Slaw. Good luck, Slaw. All right. After Slaw, it is going to be William C. William C. I try not to say people's full names. Sometimes on PayPal it shows me their name. I try not to say it. William C. We got you on the wheel, buddy. Ram Dog. We got Ram Dog on the wheel. Thank you, Ram Dog. Oh, Travis Turnbow. Turnbow. I don't know why. Travis Turnbow. How long have I been saying your name like that? For a long time. I don't know why every time I see that, I feel like I have to go Travis Turnbow, but I've been saying it like that forever, so I'm not likely to change. I'm not likely to change now. Now NC State's not playing today. He says, "Give me NC State," but they're not playing today. So we're looking. It's got to be today's game, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. If you happen to, if the wheel happens to pick your name. Turnbow. I'm going to purposely spell it wrong, like Turnbow. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I have to. Well, I guess technically I don't have to, but I'm going to. All right, now for PayPal. Let's see what it is and what it do. What it is and what it do. Sir UGA says, put my name on the damn wheel. Will do. Will do. We will put your name on the damn wheel. Preston S. Preston S is on the wheel. Jackpot. We had already added Jackpot to the wheel. Jackpot is on the wheel. There we go. Good luck. All right, let me take my ugly mug off the screen. There you go. Good luck, Carolina Jackpot. Zeus, Colby, Hogman, Slaw, William C, Ram Dog, Turnbow, Sir UGA, and Preston S. Good luck to everybody. All right, now we need a volunteer from the comments section. Now we need a volunteer from the comments section. Let's go with Robert. All right, Robert. Pick a number between 3 and 5. Pick a number between 3 and 5, Robert. Robert says 4. All right. Well, if you're new, what that means is we're going to spin the wheel 4 times. The 4th name will be the winner. I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. Big shout out to those of you who put your name on the wheel. Thank you for supporting the show. That means a lot. Here we go. Spin number 1. The 4th name is going to be the winner. Jackpot is name number 1. Oh. I accidentally hit remove instead of close. We removed his name on accident. All right, so you see I put it back in there. All right, spin number 2. Close, but Sir UGA. Spin number 3 on the rigged wheel. Week 0, 2024. Zeus or Colby? Looks like Zeus. All right. Last and final spin. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. The week 0 winner is Slaw or William C. Looks like Slaw. Congratulations, Tater Man. Huffer, Billy, Slaw. Let's see if Slaw, did Slaw make his pick? Let's see if Slaw made his pick. Slaw says he also wants NC State. NC State's not playing today. I'm going to need to add the 5-minute mental health break picture to this show, too. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Slaw. What are we doing? You want Georgia Tech? All right. Let's write it down. Week 0, rigged wheel, Hufferbilly Slaw, Georgia Tech to cover. The current line is 10.5, Slaw, so you're going to have Georgia Tech plus 10.5. Week 0, rigged wheel. That pen is going dead. Slaw. Georgia Tech plus 10.5. Got you written down, Slaw. I really appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. I hope y'all are as excited as I am for the 2024 college football season. It's going to be an amazing year, not just here on the channel, but just in the world of college football. We're going to have a great time here, of course, talking about it, breaking it all down, and yes, pointing and laughing at the losers, starting tomorrow with the first year season is over video, which of course will be a shorter one than normal because we only have a couple of games today. But it'll be kind of a warm-up for me so that I'm ready to kind of hit the ground running after week one with the first sort of long version, your season is over video. But either Georgia Tech or Florida State will be featured tomorrow on a your season is over video, so make sure you tune in for that. Again, I'll be back here live on YouTube at 12 o'clock today for the Georgia Tech-Florida State game. We will live stream during the game. I don't show the game, but I watch the game and react to it in real time and hang out with you guys in the comments section, and you know the deal. I'll then be back on at 8 o'clock tonight for the SMU and Nevada game, but that live stream will be over on Patreon. So for those of you who are subscribed to the Patreon page, I will post a link on Patreon around 7:45. Just head to the Patreon stream. You'll see the link posted. Click the link. It'll take you to the stream. If you want to get signed up for the Patreon stream and hang out with us on Saturdays during the college football season and watch these games, the link to the Patreon page is in the description of the video. Get yourself signed up. It's probably the best way. It's the best thing you can do to help support the channel is Patreon. I love the super chats. I love thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. All that kind of stuff. Patreon's probably the best way to help support the channel, because if anything ever happens to YouTube, if we wake up tomorrow and YouTube is just gone for whatever reason, everything I'm doing now on YouTube will immediately move over to Patreon. So check it out. We have a good time over there. Enjoy your college football Saturday. Eat you some good food. Hang out with some good people. And hopefully we get to watch some good college football games. I'll see you guys back at noon for kickoff of the Georgia Tech-Florida State game. Have a good morning.